The two-lap qualifying run is over in under 50 seconds, but for one driver, it feels like an entire career compressed into a single flash of speed. The scoring pylon hasn't updated yet. The garage is quiet, the kind of quiet that sits heavy right before a number flashes and changes everything. And the man sitting in the number 7 truck has no idea he's about to make history on a type of racetrack that was never supposed to belong to him. For months, the label followed him everywhere. Road course specialist. A driver brilliant on twists and turns, but unproven. Some said incapable, on the ovals that make up the backbone of NASCAR's schedule. What happens next doesn't just challenge that label. It puts it on trial in front of the entire sport. And by the time the night is over, people who wrote him off will be going back to check the scoreboard twice. The setting is Richmond Raceway, on a Friday night, for the Black's Tire 250 in the Truck Series. The driver is Shane Van Gisbergen, piloting the number 7 Spire Motorsports Chevrolet Silverado. This is only his 5th career Truck Series start, and what's about to happen has never happened for him before. Not once, on an oval, in any national series he's raced in. The format leaves no room for error. 39 trucks competing for 36 starting spots, each driver getting a single 2-lap run. Fastest lap wins the pole. No drafting help, no teammates to lean on. No second chances if a line is missed by even a few feet. Every truck runs alone against the clock, meaning a single mistake on either lap ends the attempt with nothing left to fall back on. Just one truck, 2 laps, and a scoreboard that doesn't forgive mistakes. Earlier in the day, during practice, Van Gisbergen was 15th fastest. Nothing in that number suggested what was coming just hours later. Then his qualifying run flashes on the board. 23.168 seconds, 116.540 miles per hour. His fastest lap of the entire night. Good enough for the pole position outright. It marks his first career pole of any kind on an oval, in any NASCAR National Touring Series. He becomes the 151st driver in history to score a Truck Series pole, and the 47th driver to hold a pole across all 3 National Touring Series, Truck, Xfinity, and Cup. That number alone places him in a group most drivers never enter across an entire career, regardless of how many years they spend racing. He's also just the 3rd foreign-born driver ever to take a Truck Series pole, joining Marcos Ambrose and Daniel Suarez in that exclusive group. Lining up alongside him on the front row is Caden Honeycutt, driving the number 11 Tricon Garage Toyota, the same team that won this exact race a year earlier, giving the front row an immediate undertone of rivalry before the race even starts. Behind them, the field stacks up with names built for a genuine fight. Chandler Smith, Grant Enfinger, Nick Leitz, Parker Eatman, and Ty Majeski, all forced to chase a pole they didn't see coming from a driver with barely 5 career starts in this entire series. And here's where the story turns from impressive to unavoidable. This channel is closing in on 1,500 subscribers, and if you've been riding along with us through Shane Van Gisbergen's road course rise, this poll hits differently, because it means the story everyone thought they understood about him just got rewritten in real time, in front of everyone watching. If you haven't subscribed to NASCAR Insider TV yet, now's the moment, because breakdowns like this are exactly what's coming next on this channel. The sting is in who got left behind entirely. Corey Heim and Christopher Bell, both Cup Series race winners with national reputations, were out-qualified by Van Gisbergen and will start Saturday's race from 16th and 17th respectively. 2 drivers with Cup wins already to their name, starting behind a so-called road course specialist on an oval they've raced far more times than he has. That's not a coincidence. That's a statement, and everyone in the garage understood it the moment the final lap posted on the board. Zoom out to the bigger picture, and this poll doesn't exist in isolation. It feeds directly into the season-long story defining Van Gisbergen's entire 2026 campaign. He currently sits 15th in points, right on the edge of the 16-driver chase cutoff, a position where every single result now carries weight it simply didn't carry a year ago. A driver sitting that close to the cutoff line has almost no margin left for a poor run on any weekend remaining on the schedule. In his own words, Van Gisbergen has been direct about what this season required of him. He said, "I certainly knew I had to get better at ovals, and I think we've done that." It's a simple sentence, but it confirms what the numbers have been suggesting for weeks. The weakness the sport assumed was permanent, has been under active repair the entire time, quietly, race after race. Yet he insists his approach hasn't fundamentally shifted at all. He's described his mindset as unchanged, saying he still drives flat out, and that point racing doesn't come naturally to him even now. That's the tension sitting underneath this entire story. A driver publicly saying he hasn't changed, while every single result on the board keeps saying otherwise, louder each week. The stats back it up in full. With 13 races still remaining in the season, Van Gisbergen has already matched his career-best single-season highs in both top 5 finishes, with 5, and top 10 finishes, with 7, and there's still a third of the schedule left to run, meaning both numbers are almost certain to climb higher before the year ends. 2 of those oval top 10s were career-best runs in their own right. A 5th-place finish at Nashville Superspeedway and a 5th-place finish at North Wilkesboro, both results that would have been considered unlikely for him a year earlier. The road course only label isn't just being questioned anymore. It's collapsing under its own weight, race by race, week by week. The reaction from the racing community has been swift and immediate. NASCAR posted that this marked Van Gisbergen's first ever Truck Series pole at Richmond. Motorsports reporter Bob Pockras confirmed the same detail, noting simply that Van Gisbergen had scored his first Truck Series pole at Richmond, a milestone worth flagging on its own. Fan reaction split almost immediately across social media. One fan from the Reddit community remarked that the road course specialist label is getting harder and harder to defend with every oval result like this one piling up. Another fan reaction described Van Gisbergen as a serious problem on these ovals, now that he holds 2 oval wins and an oval pole to his name this season alone. The community remains divided between those who saw this coming months ago and those still stunned it's happening at all. And neither side has fully won that argument yet. None of this resolves cleanly either. On Sunday, Van Gisbergen returns to the Cup Series race at the same track, but he starts from 31st, a jarring contrast to the pole he just claimed in the truck race less than 24 hours earlier. One night, he's untouchable on an oval nobody expected him to conquer. The next, he's buried mid-pack in the very series that actually determines his chase fate this season. That contradiction is the real story sitting at the center of all this. If a driver can find pole-winning speed on an oval he's never won on, in a series he's barely raced in 5 times total, what does that actually mean for Sunday's Cup race, and for the chase cutoff bearing down on him with 13 races left on the calendar? Is Richmond the week the road course only label officially dies for good? Or was this one flash of speed that won't matter by Monday, buried under a mediocre Cup Series result nobody will remember by next week? That question stays open, and it should. Nobody, not the fans, not the reporters, not even Van Gisbergen himself, has answered it yet, and Sunday's race at the same track will only add another layer to a story that refuses to settle. If you enjoyed this breakdown, drop a comment below with your take on whether Shane Van Gisbergen's oval label is officially dead, and share this video with another NASCAR fan who needs to see this story unfold. If you enjoy real NASCAR breakdowns like this, you'll like what's coming next.